The Sanhedrin. This, the chief court or high council of the Jews, derives its name from Greek Sanhedrion, signifying a council. In English, it is sometimes, though inaccurately written, Sanhedrim. The Talmud traces the origin of this body to the calling of the 70 elders whom Moses associated with himself, making 71 in all, to administer as judges in Israel. The Sanhedrin in the time of Christ, as also long before, comprised 71 members, including the high priest who presided in the assembly. It appears to have been known in its earlier period as the Senate, and was occasionally so designated even after Christ's death. The name Sanhedrin came into general use during the reign of Herod the Great, but the term is not of biblical usage. Its equivalent in the New Testament is council, though it must be remembered that the same term is applied to courts of lesser jurisdiction than that of the Sanhedrin, and to local tribunals. The following from the Standard Bible Dictionary is instructive. Those qualified to be members were in general of the priestly house, and especially of the Sadducean nobility. But from the days of Queen Alexandra onward, there were with these chief priests also many Pharisees in it under the name of scribes and elders. These three classes are found combined in Matthew and Mark. How such members were appointed is not entirely clear. The aristocratic character of the body and the history of its origin forbid the belief that it was by election. Its nucleus probably consisted of the members of certain ancient families, to which, however, from time to time, others were added by the secular rulers. The presiding officer was the high priest, who at first exercised in it more than the authority of a member, claiming a voice equal to that of the rest of the body. But after the reduction of the high priesthood from a hereditary office to one bestowed by the political ruler according to his pleasure, and the frequent changes in the office introduced by the new system, the high priest naturally lost his prestige. Instead of holding in his hands the government of the nation, he came to be but one of many to share this power. Those who had served as high priest, being still in esteem among their nation, and having lost their office not for any reason that could be considered valid by the religious sense of the community, exerted a large influence over the decisions of the assembly. In the New Testament they are considered as rulers, and Josephus's testimony supports this view. The functions of the Sanhedrin were religious and moral, and also political. In the latter capacity they further exercised administrative as well as judicial functions. As a religious tribunal, the Sanhedrin wielded a potent influence over the whole of the Jewish world, but as a court of justice, after the division of the country upon the death of Herod, its jurisdiction was limited to Judea. Here, however, its power was absolute, even to the passing of sentence of death, although it had no authority to carry the sentence into execution except as approved and ordered by the representative of the Roman government. The law by which the Sanhedrin governed was naturally the Jewish, and in the execution of it this tribunal had a police of its own, and made arrests at its discretion. See Matthew 26:47. While the general authority of the Sanhedrin extended over the whole of Judea, the towns in the country had local councils of their own for the administration of local affairs. These were constituted of elders, at least 7 in number, and in some of the largest towns as many as 23. What the relation of these to the central council in Jerusalem was does not appear clearly. Some sort of mutual recognition existed among them, for whenever the judges of the local court could not agree, it seems they were in the habit of referring their cases to the Sanhedrin in Jerusalem.